Hey my dear boys and girls, welcome back again to your favorite astrology channel, and which is JupiVen Astrology. So guys, as you guys are asking a lot about your career and all these kind of stuff, so today in this video our goal is to discuss about your career. See guys, career is really like not easy thing. It's like we have to see a lot of things to see your career. Okay guys, but yes, by seeing certain things you can get little bit idea about your career. So in today's video I would like to tell you a couple of things that you guys can just see, like in your chart, to see the career. Although guys, for seeing the career we need to see a lot of things, like we need to see where your which planets are there in your 10th house. We need to see 10th lord nakshatra, 10th house lord placement, about which we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to see which planet, we need to see which planet are there in your 4th house, because they influence your 10th house directly. Then we need to see like planets influencing your 7th lord nakshatra, a lot of things. Then we need to see D10 chart also. Then we need to see like 10th lord of D10 chart also. We need to see sometime like D9 also in some cases, if like there's complicacy. So guys, like there's a lot of thing, but in today's video we will discuss like where your 10th lord is placed in which house. According to that, what kind of career can be suitable to you. So it's like some idea that you guys can get. Okay, now guys, I would like to tell you before you move forward, you can directly take consultation from us. We have created a website now. It's so simple. You can go there, link in description and the comment section below. You can just click there, and just click of a button you can just simply purchase directly consultation from us, as the instruction are given on the website, and then we will just help you out in the consultation. Okay guys, so for that, links are in comment section and description. You can purchase consultation also. Now guys, before wasting any more time, let's get started. Now guys, see, basically in this video we will discuss your career as per you, where your 10th lord is placed. According to that, what kind of career you will have. Now see guys, 10th house represent career, profession, livelihood, authority, fame, public image, reputation, your work environment, and relationship, and like the relationship with your father, the relationship with your authority figure, like your authoritative figures, and like the government are also represented by 10th house in some cases, although sun is also like important for that. And the position of the 10th house lord in your birth chart would determine your career direction, like in which direction your career will be. Although I'm again adding that we need to see a lot of things, but it's like a career direction. Guys, now let's see, according to your like in different houses your 10th lord plays, then what kind of career will possibly you have. So let's say when your 10th lord is placed in the first house, so then what will happen. So guys, if your 10th lord is placed in the first house, then your career would shape your personality. Okay, the way you present yourself would be important at work. You may have to carry yourself in a particular way, like so looking the part would be essential part of your job. Okay, just like a lawyer and a pilot, a soldier, a consultant, or like a business person, or maybe someone in like government job or things like that, in some authoritative position, like maybe some leadership position can also be seen, or like a fashion, or like some recognized person. It may also possible that your life path may be influenced by your father or like fatherly figure. Okay, now guys, when 10th lord is placed in the first house, then it also show that you may be a very career minded person. Like career is really important for you. In your mind, career is like career minded person you will be a self-made person. That means that you are like put that, because your 10th lord of career is placed in the first house, and first house is you yourself, so it shows that you will be self-made person. You will put your efforts, and then by yourself you will become successful. Okay, now when 10th lord is placed in the first house, in some cases it also shows self-employment. That person may be self-employed, so you may be self-employed, you may have your own business or like a self-employment kind of thing. It also show. Now 10th lord in first house will also show like the successful career also. Now when 10th lord is placed in the first house, it may also possible that you will be respected or famous also, right? A dignified career kind of thing can also be possible. 10th lord in the first house, many cases show Like I have seen the person with their own business, because it's like self effort. So it's like yourself like building some things. I have also seen the person working for the government, although they have some involvement there also, and they are working at authoritative position. So it's like the both way, but naturally, but it's like self-made person kind of thing. Now career may involve physical your body also, like your personality and your physical body also, because like first house is like all those things. So like showing your body and all these kind, or using your body, like for example, you may be a police officer. In that case you also use your physical body, or you may be a model, you may be an actor, because in that case also you show your body. Okay, so these things are seen normally when 10th lord in the place in the first house, that these kind of career can be possible. Now guys, let's talk about 10th lord in the second house. When 10th lord is placed in the second house, then you would follow the same line of work as of your family. So I have seen when 10th lord is placed in the second house, then person could be in family business also. Okay, like for example, when you graduated, somehow your father starts some business, and then you think you start doing that business, and then you may follow your father, like family business. These things are seen when 10th lord is placed in the second house. Since the career lord is sitting in the house of money, you could be a business person, like a businessman kind of thing can also possible, because 10th lord is placed in the second house. A business in the field of food, finance, or like maybe some kind of singing also, because second house is all these kind of things. So these things may be possible. Okay, since the lord of 10th house is sitting 5 places away, because second house, if you start counting 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, it's like 5 places away, second house from 10th house. So you must follow your passion, like whatever thing about which you are passionate about, you should follow that, and you should try to convert that into your profession. uh, you are also likely to branch out into different part of jobs and business, like you would like to expand your business in different field also, when 10th lord is placed in the second house. Now guys, when 10th lord is placed in the second house, it's like an artha lord in the artha house give you a good wealth, okay, and earning ability. It shows that you will have a good earning, good wealth kind of things. You have good earning abilities in terms of money, etc. Okay, so it's like a good thing when 10th lord is placed in the second house. Profession may involve teaching and writing also. Okay, teachers and writers can also be seen when 10th lord is placed in the second house. It's like a education, or like speaking, like you see these people who are like motivational speaker, they teach people, or like like an influence kind of a person who teach people, who guide people. So all these things are seen like when 10th lord is placed in the second house. Poetry also seen, like you see these big poets, they are viral sensation. They take for for like doing poetry, they take very high huge amount of hundreds of thousands of dollars for like singing poetry, and all these kind of things can also be seen when 10th lord is placed in the second house. See, a good speaker can also be seen. It also show the 10th lord in the second house show that you are a very good speaker, like your speaking skills are very good, so you are in some kind of a speaking or orator kind of profession also. When 10th lord is placed in the second house, uh, in some cases person's career involve any way of making as much money as possible, because its focus is on money. Second house is the house of your savings. So when 10th lord is goes into second house, you will try to do this business and that business and all these kind of stuff, but ultimately your goal is to make as much money as possible. Okay, so it is all about 10th lord in the second house. Now let's discuss when 10th lord is placed in the third house. So guys, when 10th lord is placed in the third house, then you would be entrepreneurial by nature. Like inside somehow you will have this nature, like, oh, I would like to do my own business, I would like to start my own company. This make you very entrepreneurial. Even if when 10th lord is placed in the third house, it is seen that when 10th lord is placed in the third house, then if let's say you are doing some job, even then from inside you have this like spirit, like, oh, I will start my own company, I will start something, I have to start something. You will focus and try to read about entrepreneurial kind of stuff. Okay, Also, you would have a courage to do something of your own. Definitely, when 10th lord is placed in the third house, these guys have the courage of doing something of their own. Whether, let's say, if for an example, in worst situation for paying the bill, they are doing job, then when 10th lord is placed in the third house, then somehow they are even, let's say, making little bit of money by doing some side hustle, then they will do it because they have lot of courage to do something of their own when 10th lord is placed in the third house. Now you could follow a communication driven career also, or like a sales career also. So you could be in sales, media, marketing, or like this you could be a YouTube video influencer also when 10th lord is placed in the third house, because third house of media also. So it's like important when 10th lord is placed in the third house, so you could be like creating video because you are speaking also, you are creating content and all these kind of speech, etc. So it's like these things are also possible. Now you could be in sales, for example, you are creating some kind of video in which you're showing product and you are just trying to generate sales using the media. Okay, these all things are seen. So you could follow all these kind of careers. So you could be a YouTuber, you could be a writer, you may be a blogger, you would just have multiple website, this blogging website, and you may earn money by all these kind of affiliate marketing, digital marketing, and like maybe Google AdSense and all these kind of stuff. Okay, or you could also be in some mechanical jobs like that require skills of hand, operational tools, etc. In worst cases, in some cases also. See, the nature of work involves short distance travel also. Okay, now it could also involve long distance travel. For that we need to see like position of 12th lord and 9th lord, or its lord's connection with the third lord connection with the 9th 12th lord also, or like 10th lord connection along with third house like the 12th house and 9th house also. Then we can see there's, yes, maybe traveling to foreign and all these kind of stuff. So a lot we need to see. Now guys, when 10th lord is placed in the third house, so it's you know, it's like the career in the music and dance or drama can also be seen when 10th lord is placed in the third house, and music and dance and drama, these kind of career can also be followed by people when 10th lord is placed in the third house. See, career in computer sciences like computer technology, or like these guys who are working in advertising agencies, or like they start their own advertising agency like the Gary Vaynerchuk has. So all these kind of things can also be seen when you're like 10th lord is placed in the third house. Or you could be in public relation, like these celebrities have their PR managers and all these kind of stuff, these PR companies, all these things are involved in third house. So your career can be related to any of these things. Okay, now 10th lord in the third house, it's like third house is the house of the courage also. So it's like you have a lot of tremendous courage for your career, and like some adventure in career can also be possible when 10th lord is placed in the third house. Now guys, let's talk about our next house, which is the fourth house. What will happen when 10th lord is placed in the fourth house? See, when 10th lord is placed in the fourth house, so you would treat your workspace as your homes, right? You treat your workspace as your home and your co-worker as your family, right? So like for example, you have 10th lord in the fourth house. So now I have seen that these guys are one of those guys who would like, they are like, they consider their workspace as their home, and their employees are their family. So they would like, oh, like talk to them with very care and like their family member with respect, and very, it's like a good situation if you get someone who had 10th lord in the fourth house as your boss. So he would consider you which is your, like, you are the employee of that person, and that person is your boss who have 10th lord in the fourth house. So he will treat you as your family member, and he will treat his office as like home. So in some cases it is considered to be a good thing also, like, or it can also possible that when 10th lord is placed in the fourth house, so like these guys nowadays, like working from the home is quite popular, and many people loves to work from their home, like they convert one room of their home into their home office and they work from there. That's really fantastic thing. I also love that. So it's like a that kind of position can also be seen like possible because 10th lord is placed in the fourth house. So you may work from home, you may do some kind of stuff in which you have to work from home. Okay, Now 10th lord when placed in the 4th house, you could be working in the field of real estate also when 10th lord is placed in the 4th house. So you could be in real estate kind of thing, you could be in home furnishing, you could be in automobile also, like in the automobile industry you can also work. Now you could be like for example, you could be like these guys who just, you know, interior designer kind of thing, who just decorate the home and make home, transform home, and all these kind of things are seen when 10th lord is placed in the 4th house. uh, See, when 10th lord is placed in the 4th house, so your work job would be connected to your motherland also, because 4th house is the house of your homeland or motherland. So it's like, it's seen in many cases when 10th lord is placed in the 4th house, and it can be possible, although for that we need to see a lot of things also, but high chances of that. One thing I would like to tell you, that when 10th lord is placed in the 4th house, your peace of mind will be directly affected by your career. I am repeating again, your peace of mind will be directly affected by your career. So you should be careful in choosing your career. So like for example, when 10th lord is placed in the 4th house, so for getting peace of mind, you should choose your career that you love. Like, because your career is your peace, for your peace of mind, your career is important when 10th lord is placed, especially in the 4th house, right? So these things are seen also, guys. When 10th lord is placed in the 4th house, it is an excellent position, because you know, since the lord of 10th house is both angular and aspecting its own house, because when 10th lord is placed in the 4th house, it will aspect the 10th house, right, from its 7th aspect. Okay, that's why it's like a good position. So career in the real estate or farming also, like farming can also be possible when 10th lord is placed in the 4th house. uh, since it's expecting its own out, so that's why it's like a successful career can also be possible. uh, you will get high status in your career, it can also be possible, or you could be honored or famous also when 10th lord in the place in the 4th house. uh, you know, many comforts through career and like the fixed assets can also be possible. 10th lord is placed in the 4th house, guys, it may also possible that, you know, it is seen that these guys, when 10th lord, in which chart 10th lord is placed in the 4th house, they receive favors from the government, and also like, if not government, then from their higher authority. So let's say for example, there are two people who are working hard, one have 10th lord in 4th house, then this guy will easily get favored from his higher authority or like government. So he will, like, it's easy for him to get promotion and all these kind of stuff, or any kind of favor he won't, because its planetary position are supporting him in terms of that. Guys, when 10th lord is placed in the 5th house, then what will happen? See, when 10th lord is placed in the 5th house, you would seek an exciting career. Okay, and also you should understand that 5th house is the house of your passion, like the thing that you are passionate about. When we talk about like follow your passion, follow your passion, then specifically according to astrology, this is the best placement. If your 10th lord is placed in the 5th house, then I would like to tell you that, tell me the things that you love, like that you loves to do. Somehow your career will involve those things. Okay, I will tell you something also about this. So having a sense of thrill, joy, pleasure at work, and you know, creative kind of thing, all these things are involved, like important in your career when 10th lord is placed in the 5th house. See, a hobby or interest will definitely, like, there's high chances that your hobby or your interest will become your full-time career, because your 10th lord is placed in the 5th house of your passion. You must have to, I am strongly telling you, you must have to follow your passion when your 10th lord is placed in the 5th house, and your passion will become profession. A career in the field of sports, media, entertainment, cinema, acting, fashion, all these kind of things can also be seen when 10th lord is placed in the 5th house, or any creative field is likely important, although we need to see a lot of other placement also. Guys, now since the 5th house is sitting 8 places away from the 10th house, so there could be high possibility that you may, you know, like change your career, like there may be changes in your career that you would like to change, but it's like normal. But normally a career in the field of research and engineering can also be a possibility. Now 5th house is the house of stock market and gambling, etc. also, so you may, you know, it may also possible that you may invest in stock market and all these kind of stock market related career can also be possible. Fifth house is the house of education and children also, so career related to education and children can also be possible. Okay, now I would like to tell you an interesting thing. Depending upon your other placement, aspect and conjunction, career may change. For an example, I have seen a chart recently, and that girl wants to become a, for an example, I would like to simplify you, she want to become an eye doctor, and she want a specialization in child kind of a field, and his 10th and her 10th lord is placed in the 5th house. So it is showing clearly that when it's placed in the 5th house, so it may involve all these kind of things, or like a kids. So when she told me that she would like to get a specialization in this field, she have some planet prominent in the 6th house, and which is also showing that, like, you know, dealing with like the doctory kind of things, and other things are also there, but she wants a specialization in the kids. So it show basically 10th lord is placed in the 5th house, so it's like a kids specialization. So, you know, now you can understand a little bit how astrology work. So also when 10th lord is placed in the 5th house, you know, career involving children is also like high possibility. Like you may teacher of children, you may be a doctor of children, or you may somehow involve your business maybe like children clothing, or like children products can also be seen. I have discussed speculation, and now speculation business is like a stock market. It's like making films, because obviously making movies or films is also a speculation business, because first you have to invest your money in making films and all these kind of hiring people, and then finally when it release, after that if it's get hit, then you will definitely get profit, and if it gets flop, then you will be in loss. So it's like a speculative business. Film industry is also speculative business. Sports, politics or arts, all these kind of things are seen when 10th lord is placed in the 5th house. Now when 10th lord is placed in the 5th house, 5th house is the house of past life also. So you will get career, like success in your career due to your past life good deeds. Like this is all about when 10th lord is placed in the 5th house. Now let's discuss 10th lord is placed in the 6th house. See, when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, you would be in routine based job, or you might be in healing, in servicing, right? So when 10th lord is placed in the sixth house, so like for example, I am providing my astrological services. In the same way, there is some, like for an example, chartered accountant, like he will provide his services. There may be some lawyer, he also provide his services. You pay them, like you use, like they will guide you. So like guiding, healing and all these kind of profession can also be seen. Now people say if 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, you cannot do your job, you cannot do your business, you have to do job. This is like the ridiculous thing. When 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, it show that your, depending upon the planet, your career may be related to giving services to the people. See, let's say for an example, I have seen 10th lord is in place in the 6th house, and the person is like an actor or actress. I have seen that. Okay, now you have to understand that when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, so it may be highly possibility that it's like a career of healing, or like you may give services mainly when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house. So let's say for an example, there is an actor, and he have, for an example, 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, and he is an actor. So he's an actor. So now basically an actor is giving his services to a producer. Like obviously he act in movie, and for acting he will get paid, right? So like, are you getting my point? I am doing my consultation, I am just, you ask me, you pay me money, and then I will give you services. I will provide your horoscope analysis, all these kind of things. And in the same way, there are lots of professions. So I hope you can understand when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, these things are seen. Now when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, then it may also possible that you may deal problem or debts, or like dispute and conflict, or like health issue, you know. So that's why 10th lord is placed in the 6th house. Doctors can also be seen with this, lawyers can also be seen with this, or like the person who's working in some finance, etc., because of debts and conflicts, all these kind of things can also be seen. Okay, also when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, it can be a banker also. You could also involve in social work, or like helping unprivileged people when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house. Or you may fight for animal cruelty also. You may work for like animal cure and all these kind of things when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house. Also a career in the field of hospitality, like the hotel industry, etc., human resources, all these kind of things, like giving your services, mainly when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, related to all these kind of things can see. Now again, an Artha lord is sitting in the Artha house when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, so it's again a good position for wealth. Yeah, it may also surprise you when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, then it's a good position for wealth, for money. It's really a good position, but you must have to be in right profession according to your 10th lord is placed in the 6th house. Okay, see, gains can be slow in this position. It will take some time to gains, like step by step you just rise up. Okay, when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, because 6th house is also a dusthana, so you will get result, but after certain time you will start getting result. um, Again, career may involve medicine, nursing, cooking, hotel management, hospital work, and all these kind of thing when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house. Again, 6th house, when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house, then you will be service oriented. You will try to give services to the people, and service doesn't mean job. Service be also, like as I discuss you, that you can be an actor, you are giving services to your producer. You can be an astrologer, you are giving services to the people. You can be a lawyer, you are giving services to the people. You can be a CA, you are giving services to your clients, right? I hope you get what I would like to tell you. Okay, now see, so this is all about when 10th lord is placed in the 6th house. Now let's move on to 7th house. See, when 10th lord is placed in the 7th house, then 7th house is 10 places away from the 10th house. If you start counting, then 10th house fall 10 places away. So you would be a devoted to your work. It shows that you would be very devoted to your work. You are like one of those person who love their work so much, who get married to their work. No matter in which profession you will be, you will like so devoted to your work. It's like, you know, in some ways you would be like married to your career. These guys are one of those guys when 10th lord is specifically, I have seen someone in my relation very close. I have seen his chart. His 10th lord is placed in the 7th house, and he is like employee in a government job, and he do so hard work. Oh my god, even on Sundays he goes to office. His 10th lord is in 7th house. If somehow his officer say, "Hey, can you please come on the Sunday, it's like a holiday, but still we need some, work," even on Sunday he goes to office. He's like, okay, I can come. My god, like what kind of person he is, like married to his work. He worked so hard, my god, and he never complained. He loved that. So it's like that kind of position. When I see him, it's like, okay, so what can we do? So when your work would be to maybe to engage, negotiate with the partners, or like deal making. Like for example, that particular person was in like in a like work in which he have to deal and make contracts with the clients in the kind of job he is. So now it may also possible that when 10th lord is placed in the 7th house, you could be business person, but for that again, like depending upon your dasha and depending upon your other planetary position is important, because only by seeing 10th lord is in the 7th house you cannot say that person may be in business, although the person likes to do business. Now he may be in a job in which he have to deal like the business way, like make negotiation and all these kind of stuff, or he can be in own business also, although it's generally it's considered good placement for business when 10th lord is placed in the 7th house. You could be responsible for upholding agreement, contract, and legal bond, as I already discussed, when 10th lord is placed in the 7th house. In general, it is also possible when 10th lord is placed in the 7th house, you would be dominating in relationships, your personal relationship, and in your professional relationship also. Okay. Now guys, when 10th lord is placed in the 7th house, then again trading, business, career involved, like spouse, partner also. It may also possible that when 10th lord is placed in the 7th house, you may do some kind of business with your wife, family, or like with your spouse. Like once you get married, you and your spouse started something, like you guys started something your own, like business and all these kind of thing. Like you may also get benefits through partnership. Let's say for example, you started something in partnership, like the joint venture. When 10th lord is placed in the 7th house, you may get benefit from that. It may also show that your spouse may be career oriented, or like the mature or like a powerful spouse can also be seen when 10th lord is placed in the 7th house. Now, like guys, this is all about 10th lord in the 7th house. Now let's discuss 10th lord in the 8th house. When 10th lord is placed in the 8th house, your work would be research driven. I'm again telling you, your work will be research driven. You could be working for government, intelligence bureau, secret government agency. You could be work as undercover agent. You could be working as a data scientist, data analytics, like all these kind of fields is like great for you, in which you have to dig deep things, you have to do research. You can be an astrologer, you can be a tarot card reader, you can be a palmist, you can be working in the mines. Like it's like digging deep things, like working in the secret places can be seen when 10th lord is placed in the 8th house. Okay, and like all these kind of data analytics, data science, and all these kind of things are seen when 10th lord is placed in the 8th house. You would be deal with confidential information. Okay, you will negotiate in secret places, like the secret. You may be interested in occult sciences, a career as a researcher, an astrologer, detective, even, and you can become detective also, a miner, and in some cases accountant also. Like 8th house is also that kind of thing. In some cases banking field, in like certain loan and debt kind of things can also be seen in some cases when 10th lord is placed in the 8th house. Now you may frequently deal with emergencies at work. Okay, so your work schedule could be like, it could be unpredictable, your work schedule, like when 10th lord is placed in the 8th house. It may also possible there will be changes in your career when 10th lord is placed in the 8th house. So you may change your career. It may also possible, highly possible, that some research related career. I would like to advise you, if your 10th lord is placed in the 8th house, definitely you should try to go into the research related career. Like if you are a technical person and you like all these kind of things, coding, etc., then go for data sciences, data analytics. You will perform excellent, you will beat everyone if your 10th lord is placed in the 8th house and you are going in the research, data scientist, or like you are becoming some kind of research person, like scientist, any field like scientist, then it's like perfect for 10th lord in the 8th house. Okay, or any hidden field like working in CIA and all these kind of things. Okay, in some cases working in insurance companies can also be good for you. So this is all about 10th lord is placed in the 8th house. Now guys, let's discuss when 10th lord is placed in the 9th house. So when 10th lord is placed in the 9th house, you would be in job or business where you would constantly have to upgrade your knowledge or skill. Okay, so like for an example, let's say you are working in as a software developer. Now you have to constantly learn different, like new technology and all these kind of things that are coming in the market, so that you can work. Or let's say, take another example, you are a YouTube video creator, you are a techie YouTube video creator. Then in this position, like you have to constantly gain information, learn about the new smartphone that are launching, new technologies that are coming, so that you can create videos about this. So any kind of things can also be seen in which you have to upgrade your knowledge and skills. So any kind of career can also be seen. Master degree or PhD would be, all these kind of things are important in your career. These things can also be seen. Now you could be a professor also when 10th lord is placed like in the 9th house. You could also be a travel agent or like a travel kind of a person, if let's say it's have involvement with the 3rd house and all those creative 5th house also. So you could be a travel vlogger also. When all these connections are made, because the 9th house is the house of travel, like the long distance travel. So you could be in travel business, right? These things can also be seen. Or you could be doing job in travel company. And also you could be a professor, lawyer, doctor, or like a business consultant also when 10th lord is placed in the 9th house. Or in some cases when 10th lord is placed in the 9th house, you could be a religious leader also, guys. Okay, now as 9th house is 12 places away from the 10th house, so you could, like when 10th lord is placed in the 9th house, so it's like a 12 places away from 10th house. So it means that you could also work in foreign lands. Okay, when 10th lord is placed in the 9th house. So guys, apart from these things, career can involve religion also, like some religious kind of things can also be involved when 10th lord is placed in the uh, ninth house. Okay, now guys, like philosophers can also be seen when 10th lord is placed in the ninth house. Or you may work in university, some work related to university. Career involve foreign country, knowledge, foreign travel, and like a successful career can also be seen when 10th lord is in the place in the ninth house. uh, you know, like career could involve holy pilgrimages also. It may also show that when 10th lord is placed in the ninth house, then your father is like a successful, career oriented and powerful, long lived person. Okay, now guys, this is all about the ninth house. Let's move on to 10th house. Now it's really interesting when 10th lord is placed in the 10th house itself. Okay, when 10th lord is placed in the 10th house, your career won't be impacted by other aspect of life, since the lord is taking care of its own house. So when 10th lord is placed in the 10th house, it's like the you are the owner of a house and you are living in that particular house. So you are pretty comfortable right there, because you are the owner of that particular house. You are not paying rent for that house, you are the owner, you have purchased that house and you are living in that house. So in that case you are comfortable. In the same way, it's like 10th lord, who is the owner of that house, is sitting in its own house, so it's like happy over there. So your career would be stable, you would be content with your work, you would be high on self confidence, you would know how to handle the position or authority, you would be able to build good relationship with the leader, authority, or like the figures or the government. Like you may build good relation with the government or like the person that is on your higher authority. Okay, now I have seen when 10th lord is placed in the 10th house, and it's like a so like I have seen many times that these guys told me that, hey, I am successful in my career, I have no problem in my career, but can you please tell me about this part of my life? So whenever I get consultation and I see the 10th lord is placed in the 10th house, so maximum cases people say that, hey, I have amazing career, I have no problem with the career, but I want to know about this part of my life. So like when 10th lord is placed in the 10th house, then definitely it's like good for your career. So it's like a successful career can also be seen, and like you get respect and you will be famous in your career, prosperous, honors from the government, or like the honors or getting awards from your higher authorities, like prominent wealthy person can also be seen. So overall it's like a good position when 10th lord is placed in the 10th house. Now guys, let's talk about 11th house. When 10th lord is placed in the 11th house, see, when 10th lord is sitting in the 11th house, you would be professional with your work, yeah, and your efforts would be richly rewarded. See, 10th lord, 10th house is the house of your career, 11th house is the house of your gains, your achievement, your network circle, right? Your career and your financial status would keep on improving with time. Like as soon as time pass, you will grow and grow and grow and just grow, raised to the power infinite, because your 10th lord is placed in the 11th house of gains. uh, with time, your 10th and 11th house are, see, you will grow with time because your 10th and 11th house are both upacha houses now. That's why you would be working for a big corporation or like MNC. Okay, it may possible because 10th lord is placed in the 11th house. You could be an entrepreneur also, because 10th lord is placed in the 11th house. You could have your own business like startup and all these kind of things. You would not pursue anything on small scale, never. When 10th lord is placed in the 11th house, so you would like the big person, like the big CEO, or like in government at very authoritative position, or like the owner of your own company. All these kind of things are seen when 10th lord is placed in the 11th house. You would like to make differences in the life of large number of people. Okay, now you can gain through your professional network circle also, because your 10th lord is placed in the 11th house, so you may gain your professional network circle also. Okay, when 10th lord is placed in the 11th house, so your career involve friendship, or like friends or groups also. Okay, so you may Like for example, you may start some company with your friend, or like doing something with your friend can, like for example, you have your company and you hired your friend, so all these kind of things can also be seen. Overall, when 10th lord is placed in the 11th house, it show that powerful, famous and influential friend can also be seen, and like the great wealth, you will get great wealth from your career activities. Whatever career you choose, you will get wealth from that 100% when your 10th lord is placed in the 11th house. Now let's talk about the 12th house finally. So guys, when your 10th lord is placed in the 12th house, so there is high possibility that your work will be in foreign land. Your work is related to foreign land. You may work as an import and export, or you may do some work for like the foreign, you may have foreign clients, or you may travel and settle down in foreign land and work in the foreign companies or all these kind of things. Foreign element is there in your work 100% when your 10th lord is placed in the 12th house. Whether you go and work for like some time in foreign land, it may also possible, then you come back up depending upon the Shah, but something in your life in foreign related thing can like highly possible. You could have client from the foreign countries. You would be working in isolated places, such as like office far away from the city center, or like the places like the with like the restricted public access, such as you know hospital, or uh, you know like the prison. You can also work in prison, like you can be up like you can be officer in prison or something like that when 10th lord is placed in the 12th house. uh, you can be at airport, like you can be working at airport also. All these kind of things are seen when 10th lord is placed in the 12th house. When 10th lord is placed in the 12th house, it is also possible that you can be in some imaginative career and pursue some creative career. So let's say 10th lord is placed in the 12th house, so you may have good imagination, let's say, so you may be a writer, or like something which is creativity related career can also be pursued. There is high chances when 10th lord is placed in the 12th house that you may like go and work in foreign lands. Okay, it's like highly seen. Also, yes, I may agree that there may be some challenges in your career when 10th lord is placed in the uh, 12th house, but it's not like that there is only challenges. There are good thing also, because I have seen uh, persons with like so much money and their 10th lord is placed in the 12th house. They go to foreign land, sometime do job, then come to India, start their own business, right? So all these kind of things can also be seen. Also possible when 10th lord is placed in the 12th house that you may a teacher of yoga, you may teach meditation and make money through all these kind of things. So any kind of like spirituality related career can also be seen when 10th lord is placed in the 12th house. So guys, this is all about like your career as per your 10th lord in different houses. Hope this video helped, and we will create more videos like this. And if you like this video, then like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.